Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Roma and my cat is yelling as well. So if you hear her in the background, that is Manu. So today is super fun. It is almost New Year's Eve. Tomorrow is New Year's Eve. And I really wanted to, I was thinking of something glamorous and I wasn't quite sure what we wanted to go with for our makeup tutorial. And then I thought to myself, what is more glamorous than the 1920s? So this is going to be fun because we're going to do a 1920s glamour look for our makeup. So where we're going to start is with our powder. So we're going to use our translucent loose powder. Back in the 20s, they did have foundation. I've already got foundation on, but it was quite powdery. So we are just going to tap a little of that in the lid. Our translucent loose powder is a little different because it actually, you don't really see it, but it does mattify your skin a little bit, so it gives you that powder quality. Back then, of course, it would be quite a bit more noticeable. And the foundation was quite chalky, which sort of leads to that sort of look as well. This is interesting. Eyebrows were thin and flat. So I'm just going to use our eyebrow eyeliner brush here. It's got the spoolie at the end, and I'm just going to, I have quite defined brows. They're actually quite bushy. And what we're going to do is just brush them out, tidy them up a bit. Then we're going to use our precision brow liner to do a fairly thin, flat line. So basically, I'm going to go right straight across. Now it's not going to change the look of my brows too much, but you can see that it emphasizes sort of that flat, thin line. Because that's sort of where we're putting the emphasis. So that's as good as we're gonna get for 1920s brows today. Of course, we are going to feature a smoky eye. So glamour, going out glamour back then, if you were going to a party, especially New Year's Eve party, you would definitely do a smoky eye. So we are going to be using Blossom. This is Cashmere Haze, Shadow, and Onyx. So I picked colors that were matte because I do think that they probably didn't have much for shimmer or sparkle in their eyeshadows at the time. So we're going to start with the Blossom, which is a matte. It's got just a hint of pink in it. This is going to be above on our brow bone, above the crease, inner corner. This is actually going to be a really easy, simple smoky eye, so no need to feel overwhelmed by it. So just a little bit of mattification there. We're going to put the Cashmere Haze into our crease. So I'm going to use our crease brush for this. And it's going to go just along our crease. This color comes across as quite a bit lighter than it looks in the palette. There we go. So we're taking and we're going smoky in gradients from the top down. So this is kind of our lightest gray that we have. Then we're going to go back to the all over shadow brush. We're going to use Shadow, which is a matte gray. This is going to go on the lid itself. So now we're getting to that smoky look. This has quite a bit of pigment, so it's really great as an accent color or as we're using it now for our smoky eye. Awesome. Okay, I'm really liking this. Perfect. We are going to use our smudger brush for the onyx. And this, I just want to smudge right along the lash line. Now, interestingly, this is a really cool fact that I found out. In the 1920s is when King Tut's tomb was found and discovered, which is really cool that that actually came into the world of makeup. So what happened is it inspired a very Egyptian, I'm going to go on the underneath part, an Egyptian eyeliner look, which is really cool. So I'm going to use our gel eyeliner. Oh, and I forgot the little brush. I don't have a little brush with me. Okay, so we're going to go with the liquid pen. It will give us the same sort of effect, just maybe not as true because they would have had more of a gel liner. And we're going to do the top line, our top line. So they didn't really get into the cat eye at this point in time, but definitely thicker line. And then they would actually kind of, I'm going to use a smudger brush, pull it out, smudge it past the end of the eye. So it wasn't necessarily a cat eye, it was just sort of smudged out. Fun, right? Okay, let's do the other eye. So nice thick line on the top. I didn't really do the bottom, but we'll do a little bit of the bottom there. Take our smudger, smudge it up, and pull it out. And you can go over this with the onyx again if you want to pull a little more of that black on the outside, make it even more smoky. But I think that'll work for us. And the other thing that was really cool is that mascara was like a new thing. So having mascara in a tube was awesome. Prior to that, people used like tinted Vaseline, which is a little bit different. So we're gonna go all out with our lash intensity, because that was part of the Egyptian look as well, was lashes. So there is our smoky eye, 1920s glam smoky eye. Super fun. And they typically didn't do mascara on the bottom until later in the decade. Okay, so then cheek color and lip color was really funny because lipsticks were bright red or a bright orange color. So today we are actually going to go with Poppy Please, which is really bright and bold, kind of what I would think at the time was used. This is interesting. So they would typically match their lip color to their cheek color. So today we're going to use Hot Coral for our cheeks. Cheeks were a bit funny, so we're going to use our cheek brush here, and we're going to use the rounded part. We're going to get our color on there. And they would literally do a circle right on the apple of the cheek and then blend out from there. So I'm going to get that circle. It was about these big rosy cheeks. I'm going to use our powder brush and just blend it a little bit. Soften up those edges. But that was the cheek look for the time. So I tried to match. That's pretty close match there actually, which is pretty cool. And then this is also interesting. I feel like my cheeks aren't quite even. Let's see if I can get them a little more even. Lips are funny because the idea behind the lips was what was very popular is like a Cupid's bow. So having the color more in the middle of your lips. If you had really bold, luscious lips, it was actually improper. So we are going to keep our Cupid's bow lips. So bear with me as I try to do this. What I'm going to do is just scrape off some of the lipstick, put it on the back of my hand here, and I'm going to use a lip brush because that'll give us a little more control. Start at the top with our X. And then not going all the way out. See that? So the outer part of the lip is actually kept without lipstick. And just mirror that at the bottom. So this lipstick is actually really fun. It's a little too loud for me to feel comfortable with on a daily basis, but it is actually one of the best selfie colors I've ever seen. So there is our Cupid bow lip. So this is like a typical look for 1950s glam. So just wanted to wish everyone a happy new year. Hope you enjoyed that, and hope you had fun with this makeup look.